Hey everybody, welcome back to the RapChat Podcast. If you're tuning in on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're watching or listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you get your podcasts, make sure to leave us a rating and review. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at RapChat Podcast, where we post new clips of the show every week. I'm your host, Luke Dick.
I'm Elias Eldridge.
I'm Sam Kenny.
All right, and without further ado, let's get right into it.
How are we all doing?
Good, man. Pretty, maybe a not so fun week of Raptors basketball, but
It's one of, man,
always fun to talk about it.
I feel like I've seen weeks like these in seasons past, and it's just...
So bland.
It's bland,
Yeah,
but you know what,
injuries
man?
and-
It's like you get to see cool individual performances. Like I think Utah's been playing really great.
Yeah.
Played really good
Scottie.
yesterday.
Scottie's been doing better. So and like I don't know. I still can't say that the Raptors are like
Good.
no, not exciting in their own
exactly,
way.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in their own way, because we know we have something special for sure.
Brewing.
Something brewing. Yeah.
but
So it's
yeah.
just cool to see them playing no matter what stage that they're at, because you see, this is a team game. If I'm like thinking about seasons past where I've watched these games, I've been like, fuck, like, we're kind of like middle-aged team. You know, if we're a team that was trying to make a finals run, then that's like everybody's kind of in that age range, because we had like Kyle on our team and
DeMar
and
Carroll.
and yeah, and like even Jonas at the time was like 25.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so again, shout out to Jonas Valanciunas, man. Congratulations.
Yeah,
but,
7 for 3 1/2.
man, I actually would like to touch on Jonas for a second, but maybe we can do it for later. But in seasons past, I think I've been less optimistic, simply just because this team we know is in a development stage. We know we're trying new things, and everyone in the organization knows that too. So
This isn't the championship team.
No,
Maybe.
the results, like the win-loss results from this year don't matter.
yeah, that's
They
why
really
I
don't.
think a lot of guys and I think a lot of people on the team and the organization is not necessarily approaching every game with let's win. We're approaching it with
Let's get better.
like just go out there and do your best possible, because
Yeah.
we know you guys are good and we want to see the development. So prove to us that the faith that we're putting in is going to be reflected on the court. And I think that is what we're seeing, by and large. So, minus the fact that we're not winning games and stuff, I'm not really that concerned. And to be honest, another thing I want to mention too is that basketball, one of the reasons why I love the sport so much is that the things can change super quickly. You know what I mean? Like, let's say after, the All-Star break or after Christmas, we start to get less injuries and we start to start to formulate ourselves better as a team. Like, we could see a completely different end of the half of the season.
The Atlanta Hawks last year, they were out of the play-in for most of the season, and then they fired their coach and got a new coach, Nate McMillan. And Nate McMillan. And now that they went to the East Conference Finals. After that, and that was like halfway through the season.
Exactly. So
anything
can
can happen.
change.
Anything can happen.
But if you guys want to take it away,
Get into it?
Let's do it. So I had the Boston Raptors Boston Celtics game, and it was a fight for the most part. We started the game pretty back and forth with them. A big thing that I noticed in the first quarter was that Isaac Bonga came in before Chris Boucher. That was the first we saw of that. And I didn't mind how Bonga played for what he was doing. He was aggressive.
Didn't do anything wrong.
Again,
he had
he's
a block.
like
he's
like fucking 6 or 7 years younger than Boucher.
yeah, and something I have no expectations for Bonga like I do with Boucher. So it was a nice breath of fresh air, you know.
A really nice fresh air.
Deep breath.
Oh, Bonga's on the court.
Oh, that smells so good.
Isaac Bonga.
Now I can breathe.
Thank God it doesn't smell like Boucher.
Hey, Chris redeemed himself a little bit against Memphis. He had a nice
He still
dunk.
smelled pretty bad.
Oh, he
though.
actually did.
He had a
Yeah,
nice little dunk.
He still smelled pretty bad.
he had a nice little dunk.
It was actually a big
It was
dunk.
a little baby dunk.
And one.
Hey, Sam, you can't dunk, so
I cannot.
be more respectful.
Yeah, it was a very nice dunk.
And Scottie had a 3 right away in the first quarter. But that's really all the first quarter was. Nothing really crazy, just back and forth. Boston was up 1 after the first. We go into the second, and right away Boston goes on a 13-0 run. But then after that, we go on a 25-12 run. And we end up closing the quarter only down 3. There's some things that happened in that quarter where Boston had 20 free throw attempts by halftime. We only had 7. Scottie hit a transition 3 in that quarter, so second 3 of the game.
Without Kem, man, we really are struggling with our fouls, bro.
Oh,
Precious
we're
is
so
fouling
aggressive.
so hard,
Precious
man.
fouls out most games, or close to it anyway.
True. Which I don't blame him, because if we think about how even somebody like Pascal played years past, Pascal used to rack up the fouls,
And
man.
the thing with Precious is he's a small guy playing against big guys who know how to draw fouls. Like going against Al Horford. Al Horford knows how to draw fouls, things like that. So I mean, and he's young too, so can't really blame him. But it would be nice to have Kem in this game for sure. Malachi Flynn's still getting some real minutes, and I found he really struggled to run the offense this game as the actual primary ball handler. He was always I found he was always late on the pass, or just not making the greatest decisions, not doing anything productive, I guess I could say.
He's kind of there.
Yeah.
He's overthinking it. Like,
He is
he's in his
overthinking
head.
it.
He's putting too
Yeah.
much pressure on himself.
He's in his head
But
right
he's
now.
had a weird pass. Okay, so there were probably, I think, 3 or 4 games ago, he got like 13 minutes or something like that. I think it might have been against the first game against Memphis.
Yeah, he was really good that game.
And he was good that game. And then the next game, he kind of struggled. And you can tell that, especially because we know Malachi's a good shooter. And he's been shooting poorly lately. But it's like,
He had big shots last year.
yeah,
Very good
yeah.
shots
And
last
some
year.
great shots this year, too, from some of the minutes that he's gotten. And the problem is, you can you can almost see his mental process on the court. You can tell he's getting in his own head.
Yeah.
He's not acting off of his instinct. He's acting out of thinking too much. And I think he's gotten himself in his own head because he's been getting a little bit more playing minutes. But at the end of the day, in the opportunities that he does get where he doesn't perform the greatest, he's letting that transfer into the other minutes that he gets in later games and later times. So, and that's just a thing I think that's a personal thing he's going to have to get over.
Yeah.
Mindset thing. I don't let that really truly reflect on his, playing ability. I think
it's hard to get into a flow when you don't know how many minutes you're going to play a game, right? And there's this whole idea you got to stay ready, but also like it's not easy to play 15 minutes one game, play 2 the next game, and then play 20 the next
Especially
game.
as a guy who relies on feel and
I mean, especially as
feeling
a
the game.
As
like,
a point guard too, you're running the whole game, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta get used to what's going on. And
Yeah,
everything.
he's not just like a sharpshooter who sits in the corner.
Yeah.
Or like a big man who rolls, right? He's got.
Yeah, like Fred knows which and every way everybody's gonna come from at this point. 'Cause he's playing so much, but Malachi doesn't know. That's why he's probably a pass late every time and things like that. So I don't blame him, but it was there. He wasn't doing too great. After that 13-0 run, our defense was way tighter, and I think that also translated to the Memphis game a bit, which we'll talk about. But the defense hasn't picking up relatively on the one it was before, which I really like to see. So third quarter, we're down 3 going to the half. Scottie, another 3, and then Scottie, another 3.
Yeah.
But then the smile on his face, dude, made me so happy.
He
after
gets
hit
so
that fourth
excited after he
one.
hits the threes. Like,
It made me so happy. I love to see it.
little jazzed up.
I love Scottie, man. I'm so happy he's on our team. Imagine if he wasn't on our team. I'd be
Oh,
so
man,
upset.
he wouldn't-
Imagine seeing him do this in Cleveland
Like,
or
he's
something.
he's just such the perfect guy that
He's a
belongs in Toronto. He is
Exactly,
like
dude.
the archetypal Toronto Raptors player.
That's
man.
literally why I mean, I keep saying it's like I called that before. That's literally why, because he's such a Toronto guy. He's a hustler. He's a defender. He does everything.
He just seems like such just a nice.
And
just
he's a very
fun,
content player as well. He understands what it means when you're not playing that great. He
Yeah.
doesn't
doesn't
really
get
let
down
that
himself.
affect him.
No.
Like, he's had those games where he scored 2 points.
Yeah.
And then the next
And
game
having-
he'll come back for 20. Like,
yeah, because he just knows everybody has those games, especially as a
Yeah.
rookie, right? Like he knows he'll have those games.
And I think he also has a lot of faith in the organization
Yeah.
too.
No ego. He's no ego.
No,
either.
nothing. And like, so whereas in the past where we've seen players like Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter and Chris Bosh and all these players who end up leaving, and they're these big star names. It's like, yeah, that's a lot of that has to do with the fact that nobody really has faith in Toronto like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a, when a lot of players, especially American players who view the NBA, they look at Toronto and they're like, it's kind of a blessed sort of place, right? To
Especially
go.
back then.
Yeah, and then it feels desolate. It feels like there's nothing going on, nothing happening, nothing fun. Whereas nowadays, I think this happened over time too, because I seriously can say that you can attribute this to people like Drake and The Weeknd, and the culture that has added towards the city of Toronto has made it a hot spot for people to want to go.
Besides all the stuff he's done.
Absolutely.
Winning a championship was big for us.
And
too.
winning a championship was big, and it put our names really a lot more on the map. Especially, it gave us a lot of vindication for Raptors fans who have been fans for a while.
I feel like before we won a championship, there was like There's like I feel like that if we were what we were now without winning a championship, I feel like there'd be like I wouldn't have as much hope as I do.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
you know what I
The
mean?
championship does change a lot.
Yeah, totally. It's vindication. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of support for saying we're going in the right direction and that we actually have a solid team. You know what I mean? There's lots of teams in the NBA who still haven't won championships, and the Toronto Raptors have only been a team since '95 or whatever. So, for us to be winning our championship within 20 some years of being a team in the NBA,
and we've only been a good team for like 8 years.
Exactly, and our biggest hurdles, man, to see us be able to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, to get out of the Eastern Conference Finals. It was like when we were watching that as fans, it was like, finally we're out of the Eastern Conference Finals.
And now nothing doesn't matter the same way anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly. We've done it, so
it's like if it takes another 20 years, so
fine. Like I've already got a championship in my lifetime. So.
I think.
No, I can't say I would be that content. I want this team to win a championship.
I want it sooner rather than
I want Scottie Barnes to win a championship with the Raptors.
Sure, but it's not as much like a rush,
Yes. Yeah.
I think I was low-key more excited when they won the Eastern Conference Finals when they actually won the championship, to be honest.
And especially because that was one of the craziest Eastern Conference Final series in all of NBA history. We were
down two other ones 4 straight.
We came back in the final game and all that.
I still watch that sequence with when we went that huge run in Game 6 and Kawhi's dunk over Giannis and everything.
Fired
me up.
That I think to be honest, the finals series was actually pretty boring, and
it wasn't boring because I'm a Raptors fan.
It was a little bit anticlimactic.
If you're
I mean?
An outside fan, I can see why it'd be boring.
Yeah, and it was like for example, we won in Golden State,
and Kawhi didn't go off that.
No, he really didn't.
He averaged 23 games,
and he was hurting though.
I was happy. My boy went off though. Pascal.
Oh, Pascal, yeah, Pascal did well.
I was like, Fred did go off, didn't he?
Yeah.
Fred did go off though.
Yeah.
Anyway, so. First 3 quarters is pretty back and forth. Boston won the first quarter by 1 point, won the second quarter by 2 points, won the third quarter by 1 point, and then the fourth quarter happened. And I think, to be honest, these guys are just tired. And part of that is because we only play our starters.
And 2 of them or 3 of them are missing.
Yeah, and 2 of them are missing, and it's just really becoming a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, not much to say about the fourth quarter. We just got sloppy. Boston went on a 9-0 run in a minute and a half, and that was pretty much it for us. And we lost 109-97. So what I was saying, I was thinking man, they're so tired because they're playing so much. So I kind of was like, how much is their bench scoring a game? So I just checked this game. This game, our bench only scored 13 points. And then I was like, how are we doing league wide?
Right.
I checked the league bench scoring stats. We are 30th in the league in bench scoring.
Yeah, that sadly doesn't really surprise me.
It doesn't really surprise me either.
No,
I didn't think
we barely even play. We don't really have a bench squad. You know what I mean?
And that's what I think. I think it's a problem though. I think we need it. We really
yeah,
need
but they're
a
all
bench.
if you think about the age of most of the guys who are on the bench, it's all developing guys. We had this conversation sort of last week, about
even then it's Svi's not going to be much more than he is right now.
Probably not. No.
No, this is who Svi is.
I think Boucher's past his little peak he had.
I think we all agree on that one.
Yeah.
I think
Delano's developing, but he's still very raw. He was a second-round pick. I mean, you can't expect much from him. I really, it's we're not trying to win games like that this year, so it's not a big deal. But I think it's something that no one's really talking about is just how bad our bench is.
I think some of that also is due to injuries and how much flux there has been with the lineups.
Yeah.
I think when hopefully it happens, but a fully healthy team, maybe Gary's on the bench.
Yeah.
And that brings up.
I would really like to see that.
Yeah.
I really want to see that.
I feel like for me, it's a lot about context. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
There's no scores.
Absolutely. And then and we think about the team is, I think, the number one sort of thing that has summarized this team since the beginning of the season is just misplacement and injuries and reworking and
weird lineups.
And we've never really had our full assembled healthy team.
We don't have an identity right now.
We don't really we have that gritty mentality. We have a mentality of how to approach the game, but to be honest, I still really don't think that everybody on this team is fully gelled with each other. I don't.
No.
It's been
no way.
so out of place.
We haven't had the core group of guys all together like,
Yeah.
for one
Which is
game.
why it's encouraging to me when I see that we like almost beat a team like Memphis. Of course, they don't have Job. Again, we are missing like 3 of our main guys too. And we almost beat them. And then we did beat them last week when they were healthy with all of our guys. And that Memphis team has been playing together for a while still.
good
You know what
3
I
years
mean?
now.
Like
Yeah.
we're still we're a brand new team.
We are a brand new team.
Yeah, like and we're doing better than expected. You know what I mean? Like what I like to see is just the hustle. Is like I don't really pay attention to the wins and losses as much as I pay attention to what does it look like and what do I feel when I'm watching them. What is the energy that I get from these guys?
Seasons like this, I don't care win loss. It's just the vibes I get from the game and
The
plays I see
individual improvements.
And the thing is your win record will naturally improve when you have a fully assembled elite group of guys.
We
who
don't,
are
we
gonna,
don't
you know
have that right now. We're getting there, but that's not what we have right now.
Well, and that's why I don't really worry about wins loss record, to be honest, at all. Like really, like I really am mostly concerned, and that's just me. That's personally for me, but I think people can get so lost in the numbers and the stats and the this and the that, and they forget that it's like we're not watching a bunch of robots out here. You know what I mean? Like we're watching human beings, right, with feelings and emotions and relationships and complex, intellectual abilities, and I think that impacts the game so much more than what people are willing to give it credit for. So
some of these guys have only known each other for 2-3 months.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I just think it's so important, like you said, to not get too caught up in the stuff with a team like this, because a lot of people, like a lot of I guess like casual Raptors fans do. Like, the Raptors are so bad, they're 9-12. It's like, well, you haven't really watched
you
the
haven't
game.
watched
and
them,
it's not
man.
we're not winning a championship this year. We already knew this.
There's so much context to the whole thing.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
like you see Scottie, he's playing like a rookie of the year. You see OG's improvement. You see Fred playing better than he ever has.
Yep.
You see Gary's a huge step up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of great things to get out of this stuff. The season.
Totally.
All right, do you want to take this? Move on to the Memphis game here. I'm not gonna lie. First half, literally
I'm not gonna lie, they had us in the first half.
almost nothing to take. Oh, no Ja Morant, and then no OG, Gary, and Kem once again for the Raptors.
Man, not having Kem really fucking hurts us, dude. He is such an asset
Because
to this team.
Jaren Jackson Jr. was living in the paint. He was killing us inside. Made me happy as a Jaren Jackson Jr. fan, but as a Raptors fan,
he has some nice threes too.
Yep, he just looked. This was one of his best games I've seen from him this year.
Yeah.
First half we only scored 39 points. Just didn't have a set offensive. We didn't have anything going on the offensive end at all. Like there was foul trouble for a few guys early on. Pascal dealt with foul trouble all game. Precious was in and out.
There's so much ISO ball this game.
Yeah,
There's
so
so much.
And I think a lot of that is because like the team, I think we're really seeing how depleted we are.
Yeah.
Like we have Pascal and Fred are your most consistent creators, and then Scottie, but he's not like you can't rely on him throughout the whole game yet.
No.
And then you have Svi was giving you absolutely nothing.
Oh man, he had such a really, really bad
And then
night.
Precious was really bad as well, and Yuta was the only other supporting guy, and then Delano had some fun minutes, but it's so hard. Like this is a game like you see like Memphis is missing Ja, but we're missing like 3 really core pieces to what we do, and I think Memphis missing Ja actually really, because Ja's a really bad defender, actually really improved their defense. And that's
Tyus
why,
Jones actually a good defender.
Yeah, and that's why we couldn't score the same way we did last week against Memphis.
He had Fred pretty good this game.
Oh
Tyus
yeah,
Jones.
and then
Fred was. I feel like he felt that he was over creating, like you know what I mean. Like he was taking so much responsibility
He
for
had to,
some
though.
of the
He
scoring.
had to.
He absolutely had to. But you could see the pressure on his head, and he was frustrated.
Yeah.
He was frustrated. You could tell.
And Jaren Jackson Jr. was he's an amazing. He can be an amazing defender, and he was able to stay out of foul trouble in this one. And you could he had a bunch of really good possessions on Pascal, a couple on Scottie, and then he was switching onto Fred and was amazing. So from a broader NBA standpoint, it was kind of fun to see that. But the Raptors 39 points in a half, not a good look. Nope. Third quarter was probably the most fun quarter because Scottie Barnes absolutely was just electric in so many ways. His 3-ball has been. He's looked really confident with his 3-ball.
Oh man, yeah, he hit those late threes there that he hit. Whew.
I guess I didn't fully mention that in the Boston game. He shot 4 for 9. He shot 9 3-pointers.
And I heard in his interview he said that was the most he's ever taken since high school.
I love that.
And it was just fun. And so in this game he was.
And for him to be making them too, and they're
know, he
NBA
made four- he
threes,
made
bro.
four
They're
of them.
NBA threes. Like you're seeing a guy a rookie, like this, man. this is why it's so nice to hear guys like Chuck say, have so much faith in Scottie Barnes
Charles
being,
Barkley?
Charles
I
Barkley
heard that,
being, having so much faith in guys like Scottie being the rookie of the year, because it's like, since no one's really watching the Raptors, everyone's forgetting about Scottie. It's like, this guy, we have to give him some credit, man. He's shooting NBA 3-pointers, bro. Like,
Scottie Barnes.
This is a guy no one thought could shoot.
Scottie Barnes made
Yeah.
11 3-pointers in college.
He took 11,
That's it.
yeah.
No, he made 11. That's
He
it.
made 11.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
And that's like,
And he just made
those
4
are
in
like
one game.
college 3-pointers,
Yeah.
dude. Like, that's like, there's a big difference between college and NBA. Lots of players take even 2 years to develop the shot that is comfortable with being like
Guys
in
who are
the NBA.
shooters in college, like Aaron Neesmith, for example, in
Right.
Boston, he shot 50% from 3 in college, and then came into the league last year. His rookie year was horrible. He's still not that good right now. He's still getting there.
Well, even Malachi Flynn was an amazing shooter in college, and this year, like, we know he's skillfully a good shooter, but this year he's shooting below 30%. So it takes a while to adjust.
Oh,
and that's for a
100%.
guy, like, these are for guys who were known as capable
Shooters.
shooters.
Oh,
Scottie
yeah.
was a non-shooter in college.
Which is just so ridiculous, man. This guy brings us so much. And who is he standing next to? He was standing next to Steven Adams, dude. And I'm like, are we sure this
You
is
said
guy
this
is
last game too.
6'9"?
I looked at it this time, and I was
Yeah.
like, holy.
See,
man.
I know,
He's
I'm
young
like-
enough. He's still growing.
Yeah, I'm like, because there was one shot really close to because there was a free throw. Somebody was shooting a free throw, and Scottie stood right next to Steven Adams. How tall is Steven Adams?
He's
6'11", 7 feet.
Yeah, 6'11".
Yeah, and I was like, Scottie looks like the exact same height as him, man. Like,
Yeah.
To be fair, Scottie does have tall hair.
yeah, no, but that's what I was looking at. I was looking
looking
at
at
his.
the-
I was
oh,
looking
really?
at the top of his
Is
head.
that-
Like I was subtracting
That's
the
funny.
big hair.
Right.
And I was like, geez, he
He
only
had
looks
the
like he's.
ruler out and everything.
Well, yeah, and I was like on the screen. But
No, yeah, he's so like, yeah,
He's only 2
he looks
inches.
a lot taller than he's listed.
Oh, yeah.
Listed wise though, he's only 2 inches taller than Scottie. So
Yeah, he's Anyway, this quarter he had a bunch of fun fast break stuff. He had the 3. He had a post up. It was just like,
He did actually, though. I think there was a couple
looking back?
possessions, and
Yeah.
he was hesitating, and there was also a couple possessions where he didn't take it up as strong as he should have, and then
No.
he was being a little flashy a little bit at
Yeah,
times.
so-
Don't hold the fast.
this
you know,
so
you're-
this
you're at the
one
fast
he
break.
gets out in the fast break. He's all alone. Steven Adams is trailing him, and Scottie's done this all year where he like slows down and like does
I think
the
is he
quick.
drawing a foul? He wants to draw a
No,
foul
no,
or
no.
something?
It's
He
like
wants-
like just like a showboating. Like,
Is it though?
oh yeah.
I thought because I've seen him do it before. And I think it's him trying to draw a foul. No, but
Uh,
that was like an
This
extreme
one, like,
case
like,
yesterday.
I've seen guys do it all the time where they do like the look back and then go for the dunk. Scottie looked back a
And
little
he
too
lost the
long,
ball. He
lost the ball, and he just had like a little bit of an ugly layup.
And if Steven Adams was athletic enough, he would have blocked.
Yeah, I honestly, I kind of like, I
he
love.
did get blocked. Scottie got blocked like twice, I think.
Oh,
it.
he got later-
Not in that play.
No,
though.
in
I'm
the
talking
No,
about-
fourth
not
quarter,
in
though.
the,
Yeah,
in the fourth quarter. He got
yeah.
blocked like twice.
by Jared
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah.
And he in that fourth quarter, he tried to do the look back again, and
But
Jaren.
I just remember hearing Alvin Williams.
He was pissed.
I thought
He
he
was
was okay.
mad.
Here's my take on this. I love showboating in sports. I think it's so much fun. I love guys talking
Yeah,
trash.
I agree, but not in that scenario.
I-
Just
okay.
throw it down, man.
Sure.
And then
Especially
show
when
it
it was in like
after.
a close game
Yeah,
and like it was
yeah.
actually a winnable game.
But I don't think
It was
Allen
low-
needed to
it
go
was
as
low-
hard on him.
No, I was with it because I mean, there's low energy in the building too. So if Scottie has a break, but he's an athletic dude, he can give us a nice dunk at the crowd going and then showboat after.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know?
Don't
look back and take
I
a
just love
lefty
him. I just
layup.
love him.
Alvin Williams was
Oh, yeah.
laying into him.
I just love him being cocky though. I love it. Yeah, Raptors win the third quarter 28-20. That was the only quarter we won in this one. And then fourth quarter looked like we were maybe going to come back. Pascal scored 7 straight. He assisted on or scored 15 of our 24 buckets in that quarter. But once again, he got his 5th foul early in that one, or late, sorry, in the fourth. And you can tell the defense wasn't as aggressive. And then
He got his 5th late in the fourth.
he got his 5th late in the fourth.
Was
yeah,
it late in the fourth?
Yeah, because
I
he came back on for the last minute and they got him on like
Oh,
a
you're
little
right.
reach in.
Yeah.
I felt, Malachi missed a bunch of threes in that fourth. I thought he was
And Desmond-
forcing it a little bit. We also needed someone to shoot.
and Svi too, man.
Oh, my God.
Ooh. There was one. I can't get this out of my head. There was one shot, and Matt was like Svi, and then it just like he was on the top. He's on the top of the 3-point line at sort of the left side,
Yeah.
and he shoots it, and it's one of those shots that like hit the other side of the backboard and like went
Yeah.
right down.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like Svi, boom, and it just like was
He
such
doesn't
a
say
fucking
anything.
duck. Like,
He's like, Svi.
yeah, and he was
Doesn't
like,
say anything.
and then he's like a couple second gaps, and he's like, missed what that one there, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Uh,
oh man,
biggest-
I'm sorry, man, I'm
It's
sorry.
tough. It's tough when no one steps up in these games. When we
Yeah,
have
it
guys
really
who-
is, man.
like
It
as we
really
saw,
is.
like Pascal and Fred and Scottie, they just need one more guy.
Utah was all right, but
Utah-
he didn't
he
step
brought
up
good
the way we
energy.
needed to. Like, we needed another guy
Yeah,
who
well,
could drop 20.
Utah's still kind of on the, like a minute
Yeah.
restriction.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
yeah.
Like,
And I loved
did
how he
great.
played. I thought he played awesome.
Oh,
I
he
No,
loved
we
did
how
did
played.
play great. I'm just saying, like, we need a guy that's going to, like, step up and score another 20.
We just need one
or
more guy to
something
hit
close
a
it.
shot. And
Yeah.
it should have been Malachi was trying to be that guy, and I'm okay with him taking those shots, but just didn't fall.
Just didn't go in.
And then the biggest shot of the game, as ironic as it might have been, Desmond Bain came off it looked like we were maybe coming back, and then Desmond Bain had a big dagger three, came off
fuck.
the down screen.
Picked one
Didn't he
pick
have, like,
after
two?
Malachi Flynn.
He had he had two, but he had
Yeah.
the one dagger at the
Yeah.
end there, and it was
Fuck.
We're on the group chat. That's when we were on the group chat talking about Desmond Bain. They're right when I said,
was one of
come
those,
on, man. It's not that bad that Desmond Bain.
nailed it right after he said that.
Well, it was one of those like threes too, where the net almost like goes in inverts. Like it was so
Yeah.
pure,
Oh.
man. It was such a just like absolutely super accurate
Yeah.
shot. Just it was just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I don't have anything else from this one. but
Dylan
if you
Brooks
wanna-
gets hyped up.
Bro,
man.
he's
is-
a guy who like that's
he's
how
like-
he thrives.
Yeah,
though.
man. He is a.
It's funny because he's like Canadian too,
Yeah.
and he's
I
like
know.
talking shit
He
to
was
the
saying that,
Toronto
he was like,
crowd.
"This is my house."
Well,
Yeah,
because he was saying that after the game, because Jamal McGlure, one of the assistants on the Raptors, he's always talking trash to players, told Dylan Brooks, "This is our house" earlier in the game.
Oh.
And then late in the game, that was his.
Jamal.
Yeah,
Jamal,
he said he was going at Jamal McGlure. I don't have much else from this one, but
I would have done the same thing. Can't even blame him.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Do you want to go back to the Boston one?
I guess we'll go back around.
I don't know. I don't have much from Boston. It was very unforgettable.
Both these games are just very forgettable
I
games,
missed
to be
this game. I
honest.
didn't even see it.
The
So.
Boston
one?
game?
Yeah, it was just like
You didn't miss much.
it was.
To be
nothing.
honest, I wasn't really that invested in watching it anyways. I knew it wasn't my game, and I was like,
Scottie had fun moments, but like if you want to combine the games here, Scottie's 3-point shot in
Scottie-
his last 5
I'm like,
games.
why does it feel like we played the same teams
I know.
fucking a million
Indiana,
times, man?
Indiana,
We played
Boston,
Boston
and Indiana.
3 times now?
Yeah, and Indiana.
Indiana
And
3 times,
Indiana-
Memphis twice.
Yeah,
in like a week.
Fuck, man. Like, let's
Play Milwaukee.
like when we haven't like played the Suns, we haven't played the Lakers. Like, there's so many teams we haven't played, and I'm like, can we not like
and
Oh,
Indiana,
as
the
Boston
Nuggets, man? We haven't played the Nuggets. Like,
I was gonna say this more about our offense in the Memphis game, where it was like I said, I was so much ISO ball. I feel like there's not much actual plays going on.
No, there's
No,
nothing.
there's not.
And then I watched the Warriors Suns game right
Oh.
after that. I'm not comparing or anything, but the amount of half court sets you see in those games, especially with Golden State.
Oh, they're always
it's all they do.
they always had their system is always
Yeah,
flowing.
and it goes to Draymond, who's so good at
Yeah.
it. And it's like, man, I feel like is that like, what do you guys think of that? Like,
I
feel
think
like
a lot of that's to do with shooting. We don't, like, especially with these like, there's some lineups where we had like Scottie, Pascal, Delano, Fred, Mal, and I was like, so I don't think there's a lot of shooting.
there was one lineup I remember where it was Scottie, Precious, Malachi, Bongo, Watanabe, I think.
yeah, and I just think like it's hard to run.
No one can make a three.
So if we're gonna look at the Golden State one, a lot of their offense predicates on the gravity Curry and the other shooters have, and then they can cut because of that. Not many of the only Raptors guy getting like serious gravity are Gary and Fred, and then OG as well.
But they don't even. But it's not even close to what Steph
yeah,
gets.
and
Because
OG's
Steph is
not-
constantly double teamed.
Yeah, and constantly running.
Yeah.
And then from the Phoenix point of view, they have 2 absolutely elite mid-range shot creators.
They're just perimeter players.
Devin
in
Booker's
general.
probably, in my opinion, top 10 scorer, pure scorer in the league. And then
then
Chris Paul's an amazing mid-range shooter.
top 2, him and DeMar, in my opinion.
Yeah, so because of that, they're able to
It's KD
create
too.
better, and the Raptors just don't. Pascal's a good mid-range shooter, but he's not a guy who comes off a pick and roll and shoots in the mid-range, right?
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't even call him I wouldn't even say
I'd say he's a good mid-range
he's an
shooter.
average mid-range shooter.
Yeah, first position, I'd say he's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't think we have the personnel. I think if we had the personnel,
Even
we
then,
could run
I
more,
feel like
but-
there's more we could do, guys, because I feel like we don't have the personnel to do ISO stuff like that either.
yeah, because like we have no spacing.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because
So
everyone's
like it's just constant driving kicks and we can't shoot.
yeah,
So it's just driving,
It's
kicking, and brick.
kick, drive.
Yeah, drive, kick, drive, kick, drive, kick,
Yeah.
drive, kick, brick,
kick and brick.
Yeah.
drive, and brick.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah. I think I'll,
Get that on a t-shirt or something. Drive,
Drive and
kick, and brick.
I think of most
With
of it.
Boucher on the shirt.
I think most
His
of it has to come
fucking
from
weird ass shot form.
Oh, I think most of it has to come from like. So
Good
bad,
idea.
man.
What's that?
That's a good idea.
I think
For
most
merch,
of our-
for our show's merch. Drive, kick, and brick. That's so mad disrespect though. That's such mad disrespect on Boucher.
This is Boucher with the circle line through it, and this is doing a shot.
Oh, it's such an ugly shot.
And then driving brick on the back.
Yeah.
That's
And
funny.
then RapChat Podcast with all of our
All socials.
all of our social media tags.
I have one thing, maybe as like an offensive thing. The Raptors run a lot of handoffs. Like
Yeah.
Scottie, Pascal, and Fred run a bunch, then Scottie runs a bunch, and then every once in a while he'll like keep it and go to the rim.
And we like the short pick and rolls too.
Yeah.
With Kem and Precious.
I'm wondering,
To
what
be
if
honest
we,
though, man, I feel like I don't really know how I feel about a lot of the handoffs because I feel like we waste so much
we do,
time on
and
the clock,
They
man.
rarely go anywhere.
No.
Yeah,
I
they
find.
don't do anything.
They,
like
we,
it's
do,
like,
we do a pick and roll, we get a mismatch, then we'll just try and blow by and kick it back to the corner and miss again.
Yeah.
You know? Like
And,
Fred
well,
will drive
here's
through,
what I would
there's
like
one-
to see.
Well, there's one that when I was rewatching a bit of the Memphis game where they did a handoff, and I was kind of noticed specifically by this. There's a handoff. Fred gets a switch on Brandon Clark, which is what they want, and then he drives, blows by him, and then Jaren's there, so he just obviously kicks it out to the corner, and then it's just like swing brick again, and
Yeah.
it happens so much. It's
Yeah,
like,
because there's no like with OG and Gary out. They're missing your two of your best shooters.
those are literally two best shooters
Yeah.
other than Fred.
One thing I would like to see though is like what Miami used to do or still does a bit with Bam and Duncan Robinson, and what Joel Embiid and JJ Redick did is I think we could do it with Scottie and Pascal. Is there have the ball at like the top of the 3-point line, and then Gary or Fred or even OG if you want, but I think Gary's probably the best guy to do this with. Comes off to get the handoff, and then the guy who's handing off sets a screen, and that way they're so focused on Gary getting the ball to shoot. The guy with the ball, whether it be Pascal or Scottie, can keep it and go to the rim. Or he hands the ball off and rolls, and two guys go out to stop the Gary
Right.
three,
I know
and
exactly
he
what you're talking
dunks it over.
right.
I guess Pascal and Scottie Barnes aren't the same threats as Joel Embiid and Bam, and
But
Gary
it's different than using a guy like Kem.
Yeah,
what I
Because
mean?
Kem's not a
Yeah,
scorer. Like
yeah,
Scottie and
exactly.
Pascal can both score.
Yeah.
And that's
and
the thing
pass,
is like if
so-
you need Scottie or Pascal to take the three, it's like shoot it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like go for it. Or mid range or anything, right? So
Yeah.
if Gary doesn't end up getting the ball, it's not the worst thing in the world
no,
because
let him shoot.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I think maybe mix in like one or two of those would be kind of fun.
I just think we need more variety, man. Like, I
Yeah.
just feel like it's the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
There's some pick and rolls and there's some handoffs, and you're driving, you're kicking, you're breaking.
But then again, it's like what do we really have to work with
I know.
though? Like
I
that's
know
the
exactly.
thing, you know what I mean?
That's also the tough part where it's
Yeah.
just like, I mean, I'm not an NBA head coach. I don't know how to be creative with
Yeah.
it, but it feels like they've got.
Yeah.
It's hard to be
more.
creative when no one.
Man, you know what? I just think Nick Nurse should just listen to our podcast and just,
Yeah,
you
dude,
know what I
like-
mean?
We'd win a championship, I think.
We're kind of schooling
Nick, if you just
Nick.
hire us, bro, like we'll get you a championship
Yeah.
in 5 years. I promise.
That's all I have for the games. You guys want to move on to performer of the week?
Yes, do it.
I think.
I got nothing else either.
Yeah. My performer of the week. I think there's maybe only one choice. I went with Scottie Barnes. So much fun stuff. 3-point shot. He looks so much more confident. He's just taking them. He's not even thinking about it. There's some really bad misses, but there's some really good makes.
And his shot form is so clean.
so much
man.
better than it was.
I'm not mad if he misses at all. I don't care if he
shoot,
airballs or
take 9.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like,
Yeah.
Ben Simmons won't shoot, right? You don't want to fall into that kind of player. That was a
we
spray
were-
there, but
There's like a week and a half stretch where he didn't shoot one.
Yeah.
And that's where I was getting a little scared of. I was like, please don't lose your confidence with it.
yeah, I'm glad he's just shooting.
Yeah.
And that's always
and
fun
what
to
Nick
see.
Nick tells him to.
Yep.
He literally didn't he say like I want to shoot at least 4 threes a game or
Yeah,
something.
He called him out saying, he needs to got to keep the defense.
Well, he wants him
honest.
to take 20 shots a game is what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But
Which I
Hey
love.
man, I mean, given
that's our guy, man.
given
That's
the place
our
that we're at
guy.
right now, then why not?
Yeah,
Fuck it.
that's our guy.
I think he's had some really cool passes. I think him and Yuta have hooked up for a few things because Yuta's such a good cutter. Scottie's found him on a few plays.
Utah, I low-key almost made him my performer of the week just because I love.
Bro,
love
how could
watching
you?
him
Do
play.
you see how hype he's in the crowd too? Like he
I
hit
know.
a 3 and he had like his arms
I know.
out.
And that was
Okay,
that was the game
I'm
yesterday.
ready for the applause. I'm ready for it. Okay, thank you.
I
Yes.
think I almost pressed the
Yes.
ear one.
Yuta, we'll give Yuta 1B player of the week because I think he
Sure.
was.
Yeah, man. He's just, and even for still being on a minutes restriction, I
Yeah.
just like
I think
one of the reasons why I love.
He's over, but he's still like I think he played 28 minutes yesterday.
Oh, that's
so
still
probably
good.
not
Yeah,
in
that's good.
restriction,
Yeah.
but he's still working his way back in.
Yeah,
His defense looks amazing.
His defense has always been amazing, and I just love him so much because he's such a disciplined, hard-working.
Discipline's the good word-
yeah,
good word
like
for it.
that's why he is, and that's why like if anyone was curious about how Utah's gonna perform coming back from his injury,
You know exactly what you're getting.
it's like. He's not like
You're getting hard work.
He's not John Moran. He's not flying through the air
No.
doing crazy dunks. You know what I mean? Like
He's just
this
fundamental.
guy,
He's doing the dirty work.
yeah,
He's
he'll
the
get you
perfect-
11 points a game, like
With
4 rebounds.
A+
You know what I mean?
defense.
Yeah, like he's that guy, and probably maybe even like 3 or 4 assists. Like,
Sure.
you know what I mean? He is a guy who is very versatile
Yeah.
on the court. Just like he's like a He's like a small forward version of like Kem Birch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like what Kem Birch does for us at the like
Just solid.
Yeah, at the like
Just
power
solid.
forward center position is very similar to what Yuta does for us at the like small
everyone
forward
knows
position,
Yuta's not going to be a
shooting
star
guard
or anything, but he's a star in his role, right? Like,
Yes.
like
He
he's
would-
the
yes.
perfect mix.
He would be a
of-
great guy on a championship team.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
perfect mix.
That's why I'm so
of,
pissed he's 28 years old, man.
He's
Get
27.
younger.
He's the perfect mix of
Oh, he's only
athleticism.
20,
Get younger, Utah.
He's
Come on.
got.
I could see him being on the Raptors for
He's
a
the kind of
while.
guy you just want to keep around. Like,
Yeah, you
the
do,
guys seem to
man.
really like him, and he's the perfect mix of athleticism, shooting, defense. He can make a play with the ball in his hands. Like he's not gonna ISO and
he
score.
missed
but
a wide open layup against Boston. I was not upset in the slightest.
No, like
Mm-hmm.
he's
I was like,
trying
okay.
so hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and you can trust him.
He played very well in the Memphis game.
Oh,
you know what I
really
mean?
well.
He missed a couple shots here and there, but it's like you don't depend on
He was-
Utah for
Okay,
that
so
sort of stuff.
I think part of the reason, like, I was going at Pascal pretty bad during yesterday's game, and
last
but I think-
podcast.
Oh wait, no,
podcast,
we
last
we
podcast.
found some
Yeah.
common ground. We found
we
some
did,
common ground.
we did,
Okay.
but we settled our differences a little bit.
Yeah,
Sam and
We
I.
found some common ground.
we found some common ground.
We found
Sam
some
and I.
common ground,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Isn't that right,
Hey, isn't that
Sam?
right?
Right?
Yeah.
He's a top 10 player in the NBA. We agreed on that, right?
Sam,
Elias?
repeat after me. We trade Pascal,
Yeah.
right?
Wait, no, it's not-
right?
This is where I actually agreed
If
with
anybody
Elias,
who's
though.
just listening, we're pointing fake finger guns at Sam under the table. It's a sort of mafia thing. You know,
It's
like,
a little
agree with us.
playing around a little bit, guys.
I actually though agreed with
He agreed with me, by the
I
way.
did.
He agreed with me.
because Elias was saying that like
Well, you guys did go off in the chat. I didn't read it
Yeah,
because
I
I
don't
tuned
blame
in
you.
too late, and I was
Yeah.
like, so tell me, give me a summarize of what
Sure.
happened in that little.
So-
Okay, so
go ahead.
I was saying part of the reason why I was getting so upset with Pascal is because I was watching Utah get so hyped, and I feel like I don't see Pascal get hyped much anymore like that. I feel like he's so nonchalant sometimes, and even the way he plays, sometimes he's,
It's true.
going along, going with the flow. It is, and he doesn't command the game to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't command the ball. He doesn't, So anyway, so I was pretty upset about Pascal yesterday, and I was like, after Sam and I's pretty heated debate on Saturday or Monday. Sorry, Monday is when it came out. Still good news to it. After our debate on Monday, I just said like, man, you're never gonna convince me that Pascal should be on this team right now. And then we just argued about it for a bit. And you can continue now.
yeah, so we came
'Cause you agree with me.
We both agreed that Pascal is a really good player, and he is if you're building a championship team, you want a guy like him on your team, not as your one, but as one of your other top players.
I'd say 3.
Sure,
You're 3.
or you're like your 2B.
Yeah, very.
Or
Yeah.
2B.
Like with the Raptors
Sure.
had like Lowry was like on the 2A.
Yeah,
he was
like I
2B.
like Middleton and Drew Holiday
Yeah.
are both be 2A.
He's that
2B.
tier of-
He's like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I think we both agreed on that. But where this team is, like with Pascal's age, he's one of the oldest guys in the team, and where our 2 core pieces moving forward are Scottie and OG.
Mainly.
Main core pieces. It's just not gonna work time wise. Like by the time we're ready to compete, Pascal's gonna have probably moved on.
Or
And
he'll be 32 and way past his prime.
yeah, and it's probably the best time to get value for him now, because the championship team who's like moving on will.
Yeah,
pay
that's
for
why
him.
I wouldn't be necessarily pissed if we traded Pascal.
No, no.
You know
And
what
And also,
I mean?
I
Like,
said
I'm
this:
like,
Pascal might win you 5 extra games.
And just at this point,
But
with
what
the
does that
Raptors
mean?
doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything for
Right,
us.
What does
he
that-
might,
yeah, what does
he
that
might make us a
contribute?
9
Yeah.
seed, but
And then-
wouldn't it be better to be the 13 seed?
Absolutely.
Right?
You don't want to be stuck in that NBA purgatory and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
play-in spot. For,
Yeah.
Like Indiana has always been.
So what are the odds? Do you guys think that we will end up trading Pascal?
I don't think during the
doubt
year.
it. Not yet. Probably not during the year.
I bet
realistically.
this summer though.
But I really think, like you said, we got to capitalize on what he is now because teams can still be convinced that he's that player he was during this All-Star year.
I think he still brings a lot to a
He
team
does.
that's trying to win.
He does, but I'm saying like we can still convince people that
Oh,
he's
easily.
just as good as he.
Like
he
if
was.
I think about
better,
like
but
okay,
if-
like Pascal on like Philly. You know what I mean?
that'd be interesting.
You know what I mean? I feel like they have had such a good run in the last couple of years, but just not quite enough.
I just don't
and-
know what the money, but
would
that,
you guys
that's an
do?
interesting
Would
fit.
you guys do Pascal for Ben Simmons?
No,
I don't like Ben
no,
Simmons. I don't like Ben
I think
Simmons.
Ben Simmons does all the things Pascal doesn't do well. Ben Simmons does worse. Like I think we need
His
spacing.
defense is really good.
Sure,
And
yeah,
I think,
defense,
dude, and
but-
I honestly think we need some shooting,
Yeah.
man.
Yes,
No, we do, but also I think
and that
Fred could be more of a permanent off the ball type guy.
then
if we
Scotty's
had
off the ball.
Yeah,
They-
that's
that-
true.
when I
That's
think
true.
about even when I think about a team like the Sixers, I'm like, I'd like to see Pascal on the Sixers, but I don't want anyone from
I
their
don't want
team.
Tobias Harris.
Well,
I
I want Tyrese Maxey so
Yeah.
bad.
Oh yeah, but the contracts we'd have to
yeah,
take
yeah, I
on
know.
Tobias.
Yeah, but
I think the Hawks would be fun.
I don't see him going to the Hawks because
but yeah.
they're not going to trade us Collins or Capella,
Yeah.
so they're going to keep those.
I
and
can
that
see
won't really fit.
Denver. He would fit perfectly next to Jokic. Like that is like the
Oh
perfect.
man,
I think,
that
fit.
would be But
Who would we get for like Jamal? Or?
That's what I would
No,
think. I don't know if
think,
Denver would.
I think we would get it like at most Aaron Gordon and Will Barton.
Which I wouldn't do.
No,
Yeah,
that doesn't
no
get
way,
that's joining
no.
for us. Unless we
Yeah.
get a pick out of it
Yeah.
too, then maybe. But even then,
But what if maybe Jamal comes back from injury? He's not doing great, and they're like, "Holy shit, we got to win games right now with Jokic at his prime. Let's just do it." You know.
I can see that.
The only I'm like, what are the odds we could get Mo Bamba? I'm like,
Well, I don't think the Magic.
great.
He doesn't fit the Magic's timeline.
Yeah, and I think that Mo Bamba is relatively untouchable right now. For the
yeah, he
Magic.
definitely is. No,
Yeah.
I know, absolutely.
That'd be
But I'm
kinda
like,
lit, though.
yeah, that'd be
I was like, I wonder
crazy.
if
Even
like
Miles Turner, like I.
if there
Yeah,
was a
but that's
deal,
the thing is the Miles. Like, I feel like we
He's too
gotta get
old.
somebody who's younger,
Yeah.
a little bit younger.
He's the
and-
same age as Pascal, I think.
He's not 27.
He's 26 or
He's
27.
26, I think maybe.
I thought he just turned 26.
I thought you were about to say. I thought he
I just
just
don't think-
died, and I was like, wait, what?
Oh, he's 25.
Oh, I thought he just died. He just
Oh.
passed away. I'm like, what?
Miles Turner?
Yeah, wait, what? Are we talking about the same guy?
Yeah, he's 25.
Yeah, interesting. I just
Oh, geez, what, 24?
yeah. I wonder though. I wonder if like the front office would like. Sometimes I love the idea of Miles Turner, and like what he
Yeah.
could be.
I like him more than Pascal on our with our roster right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would rather I think maybe more some young like wings or a young
Sure.
guard.
Yeah, we're not gonna get anybody young from Indiana.
No,
They
so
don't have anybody young.
yeah, I don't want Chris Duarte. I'm sorry, I love him, but I don't
Yeah.
want him
He's-
for the Raptors.
He's literally probably older than OG.
Yeah, he's
they're both 24.
Yeah, so I mean this is like
And OG's
who
considered
knows?
OG's considered a veteran at this point.
Yeah.
Who knows what's gonna happen? But I think it's realistic that
It's so funny. OG is like a vet, and it's like he's
He's been-
24.
Bro, I heard a stat. I was watching the game last night, and Andrew Wiggins has been in the league for 8 years, I think.
Yeah, he's a 2014 first overall
that made
pick
me
and
feel
yeah,
like-
that's
2020
crazy.
right now.
That's crazy.
That was just crazy to me.
I thought about that like not too long ago. Also, it's crazy.
Well, I remember having a conversation with, one of my sister's friends in high school. Well, I wasn't in high school. She was in high school. I was in like grade 8, and I was having a conversation. He asked me like, "Oh, what like where do you think Andrew Wiggins is going to go in the draft?" And we were just kind of having a conversation about it. And I was a little less optimistic about Andrew Wiggins going super high in the draft, and like.
Well, they're calling him the next LeBron.
Yeah,
It's like, that's
you know what I mean.
unfair.
It was super unfair, and
He
I was
doesn't
like,
play like LeBron.
yeah, and I was like, to be honest, like I'm really not that crazy about Andrew Wiggins, blah 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 blah. But I'm thinking back, and I'm like, wow, yeah, I was
spot on.
I was a genius.
that was 2014.
Yeah.
I was
You're
like
in middle
13,
school.
14 years old. Like that conversation feels like it wasn't that long ago,
I
but
know.
damn,
Well, I remember
I'm
when-
20, man.
I
Like
remember, when
who?
I remember when Anthony Bennett went first overall and how crazy that was.
Yeah.
I remember that.
No
That
one
doesn't feel
expected
long
it.
ago.
He was projected like
I still remember
seventh.
when they're like, first of all, like Anthony Bennett, and the commentator's like, whoa.
Yeah. Poor Anthony Bennett.
Andrew Wiggins.
Oh, do you guys remember when Scottie Barnes went fourth,
Dude,
bro?
that feels like
That
so
was
long ago.
crazy,
man.
bro. That was
Damn.
crazy, bro.
When they're talking about Jalen Suggs and stuff, that's crazy.
Now look at it, man.
For the first 4 years of Wiggins' career, he only missed one game.
Wow.
So things you didn't know, you didn't know.
Yeah,
Fun
I didn't know
stat.
that, yeah.
Do you guys want to get to my question?
Well, I don't think. Oh, did we?
I'm
did
just
we,
kidding.
Well, I think I fish said Scottie Barnes is also my player of the week, but
Oh.
we just talked about him forever.
Yeah.
And I assume the same for you.
Had
I
a
assume
whole
the same
ass
for you.
conversation about trading Pascal. Oh, we didn't.
We need
didn't,
to be better,
We
man.
didn't mention the layout, the structure of this episode today. The episode today. Fuck.
Ah,
Whatever.
sorry.
Most of our
Sorry,
views come
podcast.
from YouTube anyway, so you guys
Sorry,
see
Spotify
it
guys.
right down here.
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah. Right
Yeah.
here. Oh fuck! I
Nice.
just ripped this out of my headphone.
What a freaking clumsy old man you are.
Technical difficulties.
Stand by.
Yeah, do you guys want to move on to my question?
Yeah,
Other questions?
Let's do it.
All right, I've got a fun question this week. I want you guys to tell me.
We'll be the judge of that.
I want you guys to tell me and rank your 3 favorite players on the Raptors to watch.
Do you want me to?
I can't get it. No, I got it. Tried to see if I could get it. No.
You got it?
You're not that baller.
I want you guys to rank your 3 favorite players on the Raptors to watch this season. Not in terms of who's better, but just your
favorite to
pure
watch.
fun watching. Give me your top 3.
I'll tell you right now, Scottie's my number 1. No doubt.
He's my number 1.
Yeah, I know.
He's my number 1.
I know that was a disagreeing. I
No.
know that was. Or,
No, like as if I had some good food. Yeah.
Love watching that guy play. Yeah, Scotty's
love
my
that.
1.
Drake be like.
Who's your 2 then? Mine 2's kind of wild, but maybe not.
Is it Svi?
No, oh God, no.
Okay. He said wild. That's a
Huh?
joke. David Johnson.
I hate watching him. I hate watching Speed.
Dude, the way Speed just demands the game to himself, you know?
Bro.
The way he comes off screens is ooh. No, second, in terms of fun to watch, it's probably. I think I get most hyped up watching Gary. I think that's my second.
Is that yours? Or?
Yeah, that was mine. So my number one obviously was Scottie.
Yeah.
Second was Gary.
I think I get
honestly,
so hyped.
I think
Want to
honestly,
hear my two?
either my number one and number two are not solid. I would switch Gary and Scottie in a heartbeat too, just because, like, for again, casual Raptors fan would probably say, "Oh, Scottie," you know what I mean? But like, when I think of somebody like Gary and why I might put Gary at number one is because, like, again, the context where we've seen him come from. He was not a number one fucking draft pick. You know what I mean? And now we're developing him to a potentially all-star, superstar type player, man. Like, to see him playing this well is just the improvement is just
the reason
ridiculous.
I have Scottie is every time I see him do something good, I see the future of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, dude.
And also his good plays are like,
whoa. This is 20 games in his career. Like, wait till game 200.
Man.
Wait till game 200.
Yeah.
What'll that
I have to
be
hope
like?
he doesn't get a mad injury.
Don't say it.
Yeah. My number two is Yuta Watanabe.
Okay.
It's like your favorite on the roster.
Just to watch. I
Are
love
you,
watching Yuta.
You're kind of starting to look like me, Sam.
I'm morphed into. Bro, I love like when he's on the floor. Like
he's
I'm
wearing
just
the
like,
Nike hoodie.
Yeah, man.
I know.
Pulls
We're
up
wearing
today,
black
trying
pants.
to copy me and all this shit, man.
I'm just trying to be like you, bro.
I look up to you, man.
It's
you
really
know?
like you, man.
No, we went to like this thrift thing the other day, and Sam literally bought like Luke's wardrobe basically while we were there. We're like all exploring, and Sam comes back with the black Nike hoodie and stuff.
the white Nike vintage
That
T-shirt.
you were looking at.
Yeah.
he's like, hey guys, and we're like, what is this?
I almost bought that T-shirt too, and then I was like, Sam can have it, man. If Sam wants to steal my fucking style, then no, I'm just kidding.
So be it.
Yeah, I
I thought
love
it was a
watching.
unique choice, Sam. I thought
Well,
you
I'm
actually
gonna
were the
be-
one who picked it out. You found it, so.
Hey, I'm gonna be very on brand for Luke then. I love watching Yuta. I love.
Off-brand
He just
Luke.
tries. He tries so hard.
Budget
like,
Luke.
And also like Yuta gets so hyped when he like he just I don't know. He's always like doing something.
The thing
so
with
it's always
Gary
fun.
is that when he gets hyped though, he just looks locked in.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it. Fires
super
me
locked
he
in.
up.
looks super
You see
locked
these
in.
still when he
He
makes a
gets
three,
fired
and
up.
they get the camera on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the look in his eyes.
He's like
he's
yeah.
so locked in.
Totally.
It
So
fires
who's
me up.
your guys' number three? Because it's
Three's tough.
For me,
Yeah.
personally, OG. Just because OG has been, his improvement is great to
Yeah.
see too, and his confidence and responsibility that he knows that, because that's the thing is, there is a lot of pressure on a guy like
Yeah.
OG. Even if the coaches and the staff say, look, OG, there's not a ton of pressure on you. He feels the pressure.
people are
He-
calling him the next Kawhi.
Exactly. Well, not only that, but it's like OG was, I think, sort of the first guy that we really got where we were trying to like
Make him
something,
Yeah.
develop him
like
to
even
like
Pascal was a few years before we realized what he could do, kind of thing.
exactly. And Fred took a really long time,
Yeah.
and OG was a guy we didn't play in the G League. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
Right when we got him, we were like, we can make this. This guy could be something special because
Yeah.
we drafted him 23rd, but he was supposed to go top 10, but he got injured in college.
Yeah.
So he had that, but like everybody knew about his potential like that. Yeah. So he was the first guy we looked at him as a top 10 pick when we got him. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I think and OG's like defensive plays are also just like so much fun. Like when he just rips
Yeah.
it away,
Yeah.
or just locks the guy.
some of the
down.
most fun plays, and I think we saw these more at the beginning of the season, and this is how I hope the Raptors will eventually look, is so we put up a shot, we either get the offensive rebound and get the second chance point, or we miss, the other team starts going the other way, and then we just see it shift right back. The momentum's just killed every time. I think we saw that at the beginning of the season so much, and we saw it in the preseason too, and I think we saw it a lot in Summer League, was the immediate advance by their team, and just so many times we would just steal the ball or stop
Yeah.
them or just
Not
something.
let them go on the run.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just it's total momentum killers for the other team, and
Yeah.
yet it's so hype because we just get to see so much great transition basketball and just so much. It's exciting for if you're watching the game as a
Right.
team, as a fan from any other team, you'd be like, this game is boring as
Yeah.
hell.
Or like, oh
we're
my
just
god, my
we're getting
team. Like,
destroyed.
yeah, exactly. Whereas if you're a Raptors fan and you're watching that game, you're like,
Let's go.
let's fucking go, because I don't think I've ever seen basketball games like that in my life that I've seen.
Or it's just quick moving like that.
Yeah, and just these constant
fast
stoppages,
breaks,
man, and just
constant
like
fast breaks. We're always
exactly,
running.
and these hustle plays, these defensive hustle plays, like that's a place where I feel like is the ideal
Right.
version of how we
That's-
want to
yeah.
play. Is that we don't even really want to get them set up. We want to get in the passing lanes. We're trying to be active with the hands.
Pressure the ball.
Like do all these sorts of things. Fluster the other
Oh,
team.
and OG's a big part of that.
Oh, yeah.
My three's very on brand for me.
Wait,
It's
so
Pascal.
Scotty's your number one, too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. The three's Pascal?
Yeah, I love it's very on brand, man. I love
So
watching
you're
him play
Scottie,
offense.
Utah, and Pascal. What a weird little...
Come on, hey,
You like watching Pascal
bro,
more than
bro,
Gary?
he's my favorite player in the league, man. I love watching him score. Like, I just love watching him. I'm sorry. I love
for
him.
three, I'm torn between OG and Fred because I feel like
Ooh.
OG's consistently I enjoy watching,
Right.
but like Fred fluctuates between way up
Yeah.
here and I wouldn't say way down there, but below,
Right.
well below OG. So I don't know. I think.
Yeah, but they're also such different type of players.
No,
like,
no,
like, you know what I mean?
I'm saying in terms of enjoyability with watching.
Oh, yeah.
OG is like a straight line. Like I always enjoy it. And then Fred, it's like he has higher highs and lower lows than OG.
Okay, sure.
So I mean, I guess you can take that. I guess I can
Sure.
say
You can get
3A, 3B.
Sure.
Just for that reason.
Sure.
I would say that Fred's game is extremely exciting though as well because I can understand why that's a choice because
When he's in
some of the
his
shots that he's
moments.
making
His clutch
recently,
moments,
and,
man,
yeah,
like those deep threes. That's what
absolutely, and his confidence and just because and we've had this conversation on the podcast before and just in real life, but Fred's just surprised us with how much he's been able to maintain his consistency, but bring his consistency to another level.
And I think I'm gonna say Fred officially for my third because I think that's okay with you.
That's totally fine with me.
Sure.
I guess,
But because I think his leadership ability is also something else that kind of puts
he
him
can
over
really
the edge for
rally
me.
everyone.
And you see the way he talks. To
man,
everybody and brings the guys up.
LeBron James copied him, man. The big balls fucking shot,
I
bro.
know, bro.
That was such a clear copycat move. I don't even understand
He's
why.
like, I want attention.
Well, and I mean, like obviously Fred copied originally.
Sam Cassell, but I mean
Yeah.
that's he's playing against Sam Cassell.
Exactly.
He's playing, Sam
LeBron
Cassell's
is supposed
the
to be
assistant.
Fred VanVleet confirmed.
What's that?
LeBron looks up to Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, LeBron's is not as good as Fred's. LeBron just grabbed his nuts straight up.
Yeah,
it's like kind of gross to be honest.
Yeah,
It's like,
Fred
what are you
did it way
doing?
better.
Yeah, Fred did the whole actual.
What
big
is
ball
wait?
thing.
Well, LeBron did something weird recently. What the fuck did he do? Or some
He has
shit with
COVID.
LeBron. He has COVID?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he has. He's in the
Health and
safety
safety
protocols.
No, it was something else. Something I heard about LeBron. I can't remember. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it might have been
just
from that
start spreading-
podcast. Something that Kevin
Oh.
Garnett said something
Start
about
spreading
LeBron.
rumors about LeBron.
Yeah.
I heard LeBron did this.
Oh, he did that? Shit.
LeBron made fun of his opponent's grandmother or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about, but yeah.
True.
Okay, we got to go on to my
Sure.
question. My question is pretty simple, but I feel like it needs to be talked about. Especially given where we are right now in the standings, we're pretty well below the plan at this point. We're like, we have 9 wins. The next team to play in, I think, has 11 wins right now. Maybe 12, 11, yeah.
11.
We're 9-13. The Atlanta's the last team to play in. They're 11-10. So, my question for you guys is: as of right now, do you guys believe that we are a playoff team?
I think we can maybe like sneak into
Yeah,
the play-in.
totally.
I don't know if we'd win 2 play-in games in a row, but I mean, I think there's a chance we sneak in as a 10 seed maybe or a 9 seed. Who knows?
If
I don't-
everyone's healthy and if we actually get a chance to start
Yeah.
meshing and flowing, I totally think playoffs
Yeah.
is totally
Sure.
possible.
I mean, like
yeah.
I can't believe I can't believe. I mean, it's like I can't count on like Washington staying up here for the entire
I don't think they'll
season.
drop all the way down though.
They definitely could though. I've seen. I mean, we're still early, and like
Yeah.
they can lose 3-4 straight games.
Yeah.
And we can win a few.
Yeah.
And even like Atlanta's on the verge right now. They haven't been playing good. Cleveland's tough because I can see.
I think
them
Cleveland's
falling
gonna
out,
stick,
too.
man.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah, I can see it. I can definitely see it too. But yeah, I wouldn't. I just think. I think we definitely have a chance, like you said, to make the bottom of the play-in, but I don't see us being higher than a 9 seed. At this
No,
point,
not at this point.
No, I think we're a play-in team.
Yeah, play-in
and
team.
even that's like maybe a play-in team
Yeah.
because I think there's so much that's go into it.
I think we're gonna
Yeah.
hover around the 10 to 12, 13 range.
The East is just so
all
solid,
year.
man.
The
Yeah,
East is
man.
really
It's
good this
really
year, man.
solid. Like,
I love watching the East, bro.
yeah, it's
like,
more competitive. Whereas the West, it's just like you got the superstars and you got the lottery teams.
Yeah, like the West, like they've got OKC, New Orleans, Houston, San Antonio's fun to watch, but they're bad, and then Sacramento's bad.
And these are typical lottery teams.
Yeah.
No superstar. But
And
then you got Chris Paul and Devin Booker. You got Steph Curry. You got Donovan and Rudy Gobert. You got Luka. You got Ja. You got
Paul George.
and usually Kawhi.
Yeah,
Man,
it's very top
Minnesota-
heavy.
Minnesota's in there, though.
But I think
which
the
is cool.
top of the East is still better. Like I think Milwaukee's the best. Well, Golden State, yeah.
And Phoenix.
Yeah, But the bottom of the East is different this year. It's gonna be tough to get in. So.
I think the worst teams in the East are way better than the worst teams in the West.
That's a good point.
Like New Orleans is
definitely.
New Orleans is really bad.
Even the Magic, bro. Like, you know what I
the
mean?
Magic are competitive, man.
Exactly,
They put up
bro.
a fight.
Their starting
100%,
lineup has.
man.
Oh, Jalen Suggs.
Shout out
is
to
hurt
Cole
now.
Anthony.
Yeah, Cole Anthony.
Jalen Suggs is hurt now, which is too bad. But they had like a really good. Their starting lineup was Suggs and Anthony.
Even
even
the
Wagner.
fucking Pistons, man.
Well,
Like,
look, these teams are young too. Like when you look at the bottom of the West, you got like New Orleans, who's an relatively older team, not putting up much of a fight. Sacramento, I mean, they're not young, they're not old, but they have like guys like Buddy Hield, who's like almost 30, and
Rashawn Holmes.
Rashawn
man, I'm holding out till Zion comes back because I'm so
Orleans?
curious to see
How
how he's gonna play.
Imagine he can't dunk anymore.
Dude, he's a big boy now, man.
I
He has gained some
he must have
weight.
lost weight since we last saw him. Like we last saw him like about 3 weeks, a month ago.
I mean,
He must be
he's
down.
been
Yeah,
like
but-
doing in person. He's been doing full contact now.
I think the last thing he did was.
I just hope he
4-4.
lasts to get his contract. Like I just.
Oh come on, I think
He will. Oh, he totally
Yeah.
will. But
I think
It's so
people.
crazy how we.
I think people
No.
are overreacting on Zion a little bit.
yeah, there's cause for worry though.
There
like-
definitely is. No, I
Yeah.
totally agree. Where he's got to make a change.
Well, because
with something,
we've
but-
heard this over the years that Zion doesn't really take his like health super
Yeah.
Well,
seriously,
I said this
and
I
like
said this on the first podcast of the year where with Embiid, where Embiid was injured the first years of his career. He didn't play until his third year in the NBA, and then even after that, he was injury riddled, and it's because he wasn't taking his diet seriously. And they started taking it seriously. Now he's like, you can rely on him way more than you used to be able to.
He's just
So I definitely think Zion can do the same turnaround.
His
I think
skills
he has
gotta
to
get better.
understand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and B's a lot more skilled than Zion.
Yeah, but I mean, Embiid wasn't that skilled when he came to the
That's
league
true.
either.
I think Zion's game as it stands right now is not sustainable.
It relies on athleticism.
Yeah,
Yeah, and, but, like-
him being 22.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I think with Embiid, like he wasn't a shooter when he came into the league. Like I can definitely see Zion, like he's gonna get a jump shot.
yeah.
At
He's,
him.
sure,
yeah,
for
he's
sure.
gonna have to. Like he's gonna
Yeah.
have to
Shot
evolve.
right now is so weird.
It's really hitchy and
And
just,
it's like so on the side of his body.
Yeah.
He barely jumps.
he
too.
kind of like hops. Yeah.
I think he has that first game of his career. We had 4 threes.
I remember the thing about LeBron. He tried to shoot a free throw with his eyes closed.
Oh yeah, and he was short, and I was like, buddy, you're literally not.
And bro,
Michael
he almost
Jordan.
airballed
I know,
too.
it was like
like,
really short. And that was like a pretty close game too. They're only up by like 7.
Wait, was it because like someone was talking trash to win the line?
No, he said it to
You didn't
someone on
see
his
this,
team.
Sam?
I think he
No,
said.
I
I think
didn't
he
see
said.
it.
I think he said to like AD or Melo or something.
Oh.
oh.
He's like I'm gonna shoot someone eyes closed, and he just
Oh, that's so
like
embarrassing.
grazed the front of the rim, like.
Oh.
And he's not even like Michael Jordan did that. But he's like a good free throw shooter.
LeBron's
too.
not a good free throw
shooter.
shooter. His eyes open.
I don't know
Yeah,
why.
like-
LeBron's such a clown, bro.
Oh, man, he's
Copying
hilarious.
Fred Van Vliet.
Dude, I'm kinda- man, I'm-
copying Michael Jordan.
I used to give LeBron the benefit of the doubt, but I'm kind of over him, dude. I'm kind of done with LeBron.
I've been over LeBron, bro.
He's just not,
I, like-
he's not the same player as he used to be.
No, I'm like
of
I was
course
always.
not. He's like
I was-
37.
Yeah.
But I was always like, oh, like LeBron. Even the start of the season, I was like, I can see LeBron just making it to the final somehow. But like, I don't see.
I
that
thought
He doesn't
anymore.
LeBron
have
was
that.
gonna stop
I
like
don't see
2
it
years
anymore.
after Kobe. Like to be honest, I thought LeBron was gonna stop playing like 2 or 3 years after Kobe stopped.
Like
I think he'll be in
2019.
the.
Yeah.
I think he'll still be in the league for at least 4 more years.
I could
but-
see that too.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, it's gotta.
I mean, he's still. You can't
Why
deny he's
not?
a top 10 player in
he's
the league
top,
still.
he's top 10 player.
Easily.
Oh yeah, he totally is.
Remember that video that, or was it one of you two? I think it was maybe you showed me the video of LeBron just like chugging along in the game, just so slow, like for a fast break.
His fast
yeah.
break.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like he took like 15 steps to get
Yeah.
up the court. And he's like,
And he used to be just like
still- he
a
just, like, it was, like-
rocket up and down the court.
Yeah.
Even like 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
yeah, like, remember like
2016 was some of the best basketball
Oh,
he's been ever
God.
Well, there's
playing,
the
man.
first year in the Lakers with that dunk on Bielitsa.
Yeah,
that was only 2 years ago, and that was
2018,
insane.
2019. Yeah, like, yeah.
And now
It's gonna be
he's,
kind of weird when he retires. It's gonna feel
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, now he sucks. So
Then
You got-
again, Vince Carter was playing pretty fucking old, so.
yeah, he gets like 42.
But he wasn't doing anything for the
43.
last 6 years of his
No.
career.
But he was, yeah, but he got some decent minutes. It's not like
Yeah.
he didn't
Oh,
do
yeah.
like
Do
you think-
anything.
Do
You
you
know
think
what I mean?
LeBron's ever a bench player?
No, I think he retires at
Yeah,
while
there's
he's
no
still
way.
good.
There's
He'll
no
do
way.
what Kobe did.
But even Dwayne Wade was a bench
No,
player. No,
he'll retire. I think how Kobe
yeah,
did.
no, I do agree. I don't think he'll be a bench player. I don't think any coach would dare put LeBron on the bench.
No, really, who are you to put me on the bench?
yeah,
LeBron.
LeBron.
I
James.
literally have $1 billion. Like
I own the team.
I will
Who
buy.
are
I will
you?
purchase your family.
What did you
I will
have for dinner
buy
last
your
night?
children.
I'm actually the owner of the team, so I will
Yeah,
start.
Yeah.
I could see that happening. Dude. He just like, buys a team right now.
Yeah.
He
Plays
buys the
for-
Lakers.
Do you guys want to
I
look
could
ahead?
see him buying a team like the Pistons or something, or like.
well, D Wade's a partial of Utah, and that's like super irrelevant to his career.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah. LeBron goes to Utah.
And Michael Jordan literally owns the Charlotte Hornets.
Well, I feel like let's start returning the teams to the players, man. I don't like all these old white men owning the teams,
and then
bro.
they lift the trophy
first.
Even
like Larry Tannenbaum.
Larry Tannenbaum, bro.
Oh my
like,
God,
like people when he came on the stage, people were like,
we're like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
I hate when the owners.
No,
lift
and
the trophy
people
first.
don't like Larry Tannenbaum. People don't like him because he's just a rich millionaire, like
He hasn't watched
billionaire
the game.
personality.
He hasn't even watched the, he's not part of it.
like,
None of them do.
No, I mean,
When
well,
he
MLSC
owns MLSC, like
yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like it's like, bro, like let's give it back to the players,
if
man.
I know,
the
like,
people.
Oh, dude,
bro.
yeah, like when the Raptors won and Adam Silver was like officially like, congratulations, Toronto Raptors. He lifted the trophy first.
I know, like
and I was like, come
it just
on.
takes the climax
Let
away
Kyle
from it.
hold it, man.
Like the crowd's gonna love like Kyle's the first to lift the trophy.
Yeah,
Like,
it's some like fucking 70-year-old white man. It's like
okay, great.
in a suit and tie.
And I remember
like,
when like the Raptors got their rings, and he was like saying like congratulations to everybody. He's
Yeah.
like, you don't talk to these guys. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
You're just a rich dude who owns a company.
yeah, man.
I hate it. All right, looking ahead, Bucks Raptors on Thursday.
Definitely blow potential.
Yeah, I'm
blowout
not.
potential.
I'm not really expecting much from this game.
I just want to maybe see if Scottie can handle.
Who
Giannis
knows
a
if
couple
OG?
times.
I doubt
They're
OG's
not.
gonna be
OG
back.
Cam was already ruled out.
And I don't.
OG is too.
And
OG and Cam
we'll see
ruled
how
out.
Gary. I bet Gary won't even play.
I think they're really erring on the side of caution.
Yeah,
Why not?
And I'd rather.
Yeah,
me
it's
too.
not worth
me
it.
too. But yeah, Scottie versus Giannis would be
It'd
interesting.
be fun to see. I think Giannis might. Well, probably because Giannis is one of the best players in the league, but it might kill him. But it'll be fun to see if Scottie can hold his own a couple times.
Yeah, it'd be cool. But yeah, you know. Anyway.
Is that the only game we've got
That's
looking
it.
ahead
That's it.
until
Yeah.
Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is that it?
I'm
everybody?
good.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to this episode of the RapChat Podcast. This little bit of a wild episode all over the
All
fucking
over the
place.
place.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
It's okay, guys.
That's fine. So
I
yeah.
don't want to hear it otherwise.
So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you get your podcasts, make sure to leave us a rating and review. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, where we post new clips of the show every week. I'm your host, Luke Dick,
I'm Elias Eldridge.
I'm Sam Kenny.
and we'll see you guys
Actually,
next
I'm Elias Eldridge.
week. We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Peace.